Well, good evening, YouTube. Sit tight. Had to grab some soda. Good old citrus drop. It's genetic Mountain Dew, but yeah, I like it. It's good soda. Anyways, while my phone's plugged in and charging, I figured I'd sit down for a minute and make it video. Oh, hold on a second. Spare lighter in my headphones. Alright. Well, I went on one of my nightly walks and ran into a fan of mine hanging out in downtown Casper. And I'd like to give a shout out to Chase. Thanks for watching my videos, man. And the thing I would like to talk about in this video, right here, right now. Now, there seems to be a bit of misunderstanding on Facebook or some kind of confusion. But rather than post a video on Facebook, I'll just post a video to my YouTube channel and post that video to my Facebook. That works. Now, listen to me when I say this, YouTube. Smoking pot does not make you gay. It doesn't. Being gay is something you're born with. You don't choose it. You don't know what sex you're into until you get to that certain stage of your life. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're not born out of your mother's womb. You know what I'm saying? You're not born out of your mother's womb and all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, all of a sudden you just want to suck dick. No, fuck that. Now, that's the first thing. The second thing I want to say is that a quote from Bob Marley, the Rasta King himself: when you smoke pot, you find yourself. Now, this is the unfortunate reality of it, YouTube, and this is truth beyond anything. When it comes to experimenting with your sexuality, women can get away with it a lot better without being judged or labeled, more so than men can. A woman can experiment with her sexuality and no one bats an eye. No one even cares that much, you know, because, you know, basically a woman, you know what I'm saying, YouTube? A woman can experiment with her sexuality and no one calls her gay. Oh, she's just experimenting, you know. But if a guy experiments with his sexuality, he gets labeled and called names, and that's just double standards, YouTube. Now, there have been some articles out there on the internet that have said that people try gay things when smoking pot. That does not mean that smoking pot makes you gay. Okay? It doesn't. Going back to what I said earlier, that quote that Bob Marley said, when you smoke pot, you find yourself. So, I guarantee you that the people who try gay things while stoned, I guarantee you that deep down inside, they've always had the curiosity to try things, but were too afraid to try it, and if anything, the marijuana gave them the courage to say, you know what, fuck it, let's see how this goes, you know. The reason why I say these things is because it's no secret I've smoked pot plenty of times. I find that medical marijuana helps with my Asperger's, my OCD, my Tourette syndrome, my ADD, my ADHD, and my depression. All of that, oh yeah, and my cataracts, did I mention that as well? You know what I'm saying? I've smoked pot plenty of times. And I never once had the desire or the urges to experiment with the same sex. You know, I might have thought about going asexual a couple of times. You know, just because I'm tired of getting rejected by women, and going asexual seems like a good idea. You know, you're born alone and you die alone, so why the fuck not, right? It's much easier to control rejection when you reject it. It's much easier to deal with the pain of being alone than it is to be rejected. But trying to convince myself that I'm asexual when I think Katy Perry's hot. I mean, you honestly cannot tell yourself that you're asexual and then sit there and say, oh yeah, like Katy Perry, she's pretty banging. You know? And considering some of the crushes I had growing up in high school, all of them were women, of course. And if you would have seen YouTube, if you would have seen some of the girls I had a crush on in school, you would have been like, Saunders, you got some excellent taste there. However, excuse me, growing up in high school, I wished somebody would have told me some advice. And growing up in high school, I wished somebody would have told me, hey, dipshit, don't crush on girls out of your social class. It doesn't work. She's just going to reject you. Don't go for chicks outside of your social circle. You know your worth in society, sort of thing. I mean, it has happened, YouTube. I've seen some butt-ass ugly dudes, like straight up butt-ass ugly dudes, and they got some hot-ass bitches around their arm, and it's like, damn, how the fuck? It boggles my mind, you know, because I says to myself, I'm better looking than that fucking turd munch. Why the fuck does he get to have a hot girlfriend and I don't? It was kind of vain, wasn't it? No, but seriously, like one time when I used to work at Burger King, this was way back in the day. I just got off work at Burger King, right? And I think I might have been waiting for a ride, and well, I look in the parking lot, and this was going to Job Corps, and I seen this scrawny, literally, come on photo booth, knock your shit off. Do 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 do. I guess I'll just have to sit here patiently until photo booth decides to cooperate. I don't like it when photo booth slows down or glitches on me. There it goes. Okay. The one time when I was working at Burger King a couple years ago, I watched this scrawny-ass, skinny dude get out of the car. The dude was short, big-ass glasses, no fucking muscle on him. I could have easily kicked his ass and then some. Sent him to the fucking hospital if I wanted to. But I didn't, because, you know, when you're a big dude like me, it's a quote from Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. You know. And I can't just go around kicking people's asses as much as I'd like to, half the time. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I seen this dude get out of this car, and I'm looking at this dude like, he looked like the kind of dude. He seriously looked like the kind of dude. Like this dude. I'm not trying to talk shit here, YouTube, but this dude literally looks like he literally looked like somebody who got beat up in high school on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? He just had that look to him, you know? Scrawny ass, nerdy looking motherfucker. And then he's walking towards the restaurant. I'm just like, whatever, you know, it's cool, whatever, you know. And like I said, I just gotten off work at the time. And then I see this other car pull up, or it might have been the same car. I don't remember which it was. But then I see this smoking hot blonde getting out of the car, or whatever. And I'm checking her out like, damn, she kind of cute. And then, to my utter astonishment, this smoking hot blonde starts holding hands with this scrawny ass nerd. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, he's not good looking. His dick's probably smaller than mine is. He's got no muscles. Doesn't play guitar. Doesn't sing. What the fuck does he have that I don't have? Another story I'd like to tell you. This is before I went to Job Corps. A couple months before I went to Job Corps. One of my friends invited me to hang out at his place for a minute and, you know, chill out. Emphasis on the word chill out. And it was me, my friend, his friend, my friend's wife, and his friend. Like, it was me, my friend and his wife, and our other friend and his girlfriend. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, YouTube, when you're in a room full of people and you just got done smoking a shit ton of pot, and when you're the only one in that room that doesn't have a girlfriend, it was kind of depressing, you know. And when my friend and his wife started getting cutesy with each other, and my other friend started getting cutesy with his girlfriend, you know, I pretty much, inside my head, I'm like, I'm not gonna let this loneliness kill my buzz. Fuck this shit, man. So I can remember walking into the other room to pretty much lean against the wall and stare at the opposite wall across the other side of the room. And I remember turning on some Cradle of Filth, and I'm just like, fuck it, I want to enjoy this buzz, you know? And by all standards, you'd think that I could have an easier time getting a girlfriend. You are mistaken. Some women are just naturally creeped out by me. There's nothing I can do about that. You know, if I got seven women in a bar, okay, if there's 7 women in a bar, and 3 of them think I'm a disgusting creep, and then they're just being judgmental cunts, and they don't even know me, that's their problem. No skin off my shoes, you know. But then you got 4 women on the other side of the bar that finds you attractive. See what I'm saying, YouTube? It's much easier to focus on the women that find you attractive than it is to bitch and complain about the ones that don't. You know, if I could have a time machine, if I could go back in time to, like, grade school, high school, junior high, and all that, you know, I would tell my past self, look, I know some of these chicks are super hot, but guess what? They don't want nothing to do with you, bro. So just ignore them and focus on your guitar playing and your studies. And my past self would be like, well, I like girls and blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, I know you do. Okay, no, I know we do. But guess what? That chick right there, yeah, she's out of your league, bro. She's a perfect fucking 10. What the fuck are you, a -0? You ain't gotta get with her. Fucking quit wasting your goddamn time. You know, go back in time, but we don't have a time machine, do we? Nope. The only thing we can do is learn from our mistakes. Yeah. There was this one chick that I didn't really know her personally, but I knew her by face, that I went to high school with, and she would tell anybody who would listen how much she hated me. And she didn't really have a legit reason for hating me, you know. Which looking back on it now, I think secretly she liked me a lot, but she didn't want to admit it, you know. Especially, you know, like when a girl purposefully says to herself that morning that she's gonna dress sexy to attract the attention of the opposite sex. And then when she goes to school with her classmates, and all the boys be like, damn, check out so-and-so, look at her work that shit, you know. But then she gets pissed off when the oddball checks her out. Like, how the fuck is that fair, you know? You know, that's bullshit. You know, yeah, some women are going to dress like that because the weather's hot and they want to be comfortable. I get that, you know what I'm saying? But some women deliberately choose to dress in a way that flatters their body's natural shape. And some women are just beyond drop-dead gorgeous. Like, it's not even funny. Like, I think the word is intoxicating. That's how beautiful some of these women are. Some of these women that are out there are so beautiful, it's intoxicating. It's like a drug that that you want to overdose on, that you can't die from, but, you know, metaphorically speaking. But this is the problem with dating hot chicks, YouTube, is if you're a dude and your girlfriend's super fucking hot, you gotta deal with other dudes staring at her and flirting with her and shit, you know. So you think to yourself, you might try dating someone who's less attractive. I mean, if that's what makes you happy, I guess, but I'm here to fucking tell you right now that looks are not everything, but at the same time, if there's no, you know what I'm saying, if there's no attraction, like, when people say looks are not everything, they're right, but at the same time, they're wrong. Because I guarantee you, the first thing a person thinks about you is the way you look. A person's first impression of you is the way you look. Now, if someone were to walk up to me and see my hands covered in tobacco pipe ash, wearing my hair in a ponytail and a spiked collar, they probably think, who the fuck is this metalhead hippie-looking goth fucker, you know? Now, is it fair that people judge other people? Is it fair that people judge other people by the way they look? No, it's not. But that's life. But when a girl gets pissed off at you for looking at her because she's attractive, I mean, granted, I didn't understand, and then I kind of got a taste of my own medicine when I went to Job Corps. It wasn't Stephanie, but it was this other chick checking me out that I wasn't into, you know. Like, she was kind of dumpy looking, you know, not the prettiest either. And it was like, she would not quit staring at me, bro. And it's like, I know I'm attractive, but damn, you know, when you got ugly ass bitches checking you out, it's just like, no. You know, and then when she wouldn't quit staring at me, it was like, oh fuck. You know, that's when I got a taste of my own goddamn medicine. You know, it made me realize, oh, this is how those chicks in high school felt when I stared at them. They felt, oh, he could never have me. He's so gross. Why is he checking me out? He looks ugly. That's how they felt. And that's how I felt when this ugly ass chick at Job Corps was checking me out. Like, bro, no. And I'm here to tell you right now that you can find her attractive all you want to. You could think she's the most beautiful girl you ever seen. You could think she's you could say to yourself, man, that chick's a fucking goddess, dude. It doesn't matter what you think, YouTube, because if she doesn't feel the same way about you, not even the slightest, it's not happening. And you cannot honestly say that the first thing you notice about a person is their personality, because the first thing about a person you notice is the way they look. It's not their personality, because you have to get to know them first. And usually it takes more than one day to get to know somebody. Like, truly get to know them. Okay, so looks are not everything, yes, but at the same time, you know, that the physical attraction is what draws people to each other. YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And girls will say this, I've heard them say it before so many times. Girls will say, I'm sick and tired of guys noticing chicks for their tits and ass. It's so perverted and pig-like and and it's like, well, hold the phone, girl, goddamn. You're quick to say that, but I guarantee you that there's a type of guy you're into. Oh, I can't fucking tits. I can't fucking tits. These women who are so quick to get pissed off at men for having a certain type of woman that they're into are being complete hypocrites. It's like, wait a second. If that chick is into muscular dudes and she goes off bitching and complaining about how guys are just pigs that all they care about is tits and ass, but then meanwhile fucking that muscular dude's walking down the street, and what do you think she's gonna do? She's gonna be drooling at him like this, like, you know what I'm saying? Come on. Fucking double standards, man. Fucking double standards. You gotta love them. You never hear guys say this. I'm so sick and tired of women noticing us guys for our dicks and our muscles. We're more than that, damn it. You never hear guys say that. Because it sounds retarded. I'm more than a dick and balls. I have feelings. It just sounds retarded when I say it. Oh my god. I get sick and tired of guys treating women like eye candy. That shit pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are some guys out there that have all the luck with women, and the girl they're dating is just fucking beyond gorgeous. And when they get treated, when you're a guy and you treat a woman like shit, do you know what you do? You inadvertently give all guys a bad name when you do that. Seriously. Because I guarantee you that if a group of women have gone through nothing but shitty relationships, I guarantee you that a lot of those women are going to have really poor opinions about men. And it's no fucking different than when women do the same thing to guys. No fucking different. You know, you get a guy who's nice, you know, he's not out to harm anybody, he's just trying to live his fucking life like the rest of us. And I guarantee you, if you had a guy out there that's been screwed over by a bunch of chicks, all these chicks do is take him for his money, I guarantee you that it'll make any guy go, man, this is bullshit, you know? So sometimes being single is a blessing in disguise, you know? Like, I'm not trying to talk shit, but my homeboy Scotty's got a kid on the way, you know? And he's like 21, you know? Like, I legitimately feel for him right now. That is not the situation I want to be in, you know? In all honesty, though, YouTube, if I got a girl pregnant, I wouldn't like it. I'd fucking hate myself. I'd be like, great, the kid's gonna grow up to fucking hate me. That's just great. But I'd be like, you know what? Fucking be a man. Fucking tongue-tied. God damn it. Be a man, step up to the plate, own up to your responsibilities. You know, because as the old saying goes, when you make a mistake, fix it. Although I don't want kids, I hate being rejected by women, so you'd think being asexual would work out, but, you know, I mean, come on. I ask myself this question: what if Katy Perry said she wanted to fuck my brains out in a field of cannabis? Just straight up. Straight the fuck up. What if Katy Perry said, fuck me in a field of cannabis, butt-ass naked? I'd be like, well, I'd have to be a fucking retard to pass that down. Shit. Be loading my pipe up with weed while I'm fucking. I just fucking passing that shit back and forth. I don't know. You know, no, seriously, YouTube, when I say that smoking pot does not make you gay, I'm being serious here, you know. No, there is no drug out there, period. I don't care if you want to call it marijuana. I call it marijuana a plant. Others call it a drug. Irrelevant. There is literally no plant and no drug out there that makes one person gay. And sometimes when people have those thoughts or those urges, they repress them because of society's negative views. And going back to what I said earlier, I'll say it again. When you smoke pot, you find yourself. That was a quote from Bob Marley. And, you know, pot, like alcohol, will make you do some things. Although, I can tell you that people who are stoned make a lot smarter decisions than people who are drunk half the time. But regardless of the fact, when you do drugs or alcohol of any kind, you know, it makes you more susceptible to try things. And, you know, there's been times I've smoked a little bit of weed and then gotten some good pussy after that. And, I mean, sex is alright. I'm not crazy about it, you know, because I know that I'm good looking. I have huge ass muscles that if I really applied myself, any girl who was 18 years of age or older would fuck me. Because, let's face it, chicks dig bad boys who play guitar. That's just an honest fact right there. You know, my biggest issue, YouTube, is not having enough confidence in myself. Which, when you think about it, is kind of ironic, because I'll post a video to YouTube, and the video is for the entire fucking internet to see, but going up and talking to a chick is difficult, you know? Either chicks are creeped out by me because they don't take the time to get to know me, or they're intimidated by my good looks, or my YouTube fame, you know what I'm saying? Like, pfft. So if you got chicks that are intimidated by your good looks and YouTube fame, those are the chicks that I can talk to, because they probably be like, oh my god, I do declare, is that King Cobra? Oh, I do enjoy his guitar playing. He makes me all wet in the nether regions or some shit. I don't know. Believe it or not, YouTube, even if you're not subscribed to my channel, I know I have a lot of people who watch my videos. And some of them are chicks. Oh yeah, I got fangirls, YouTube. You don't even know. You don't even know. Like a month ago, I got a call from a random number, and it was some chick on the other line. She goes, are you King Cobra? And I go, yeah, who's this? And she goes, don't take us the wrong way, or hope you won't think it's creepy that I got your number, but I'm like a huge fan, you know, and she went on about how starstruck she was and everything. I was just like, that's cool, you know. One attractive feature about me, YouTube, is that I know I'm attractive. Even if I try to deny it, YouTube, even if I try to deny it, I know I'm attractive. But at the same time, I don't act like a snobby asshole because of it. I'm not saying this is true of every attractive person, but there are some people out there who are attractive, yes. There are some good-looking people out there who act like vain, narcissistic, self-obsessed assholes because they're attractive. And it's like, I can't stand people like that. I really, literally just despise people who are like that. You know? Like, people who are self-obsessed, narcissistic, vain asshole. I can't stand them, you know. There's nothing wrong with taking pride in the way you look and, you know, having your own style going. Nothing wrong with that, you know. Nothing wrong with, you know, wanting to take pride in the way you look. You know, you want to style your hair a certain way because you like the way it looks on you. That's cool, you know. But, like, Vanity. Okay, vanity is so obnoxious. Like, so fucking obnoxious. People who are narcissistic and vain need a fucking reality check. Haha. You can see the tiny hairs right there starting to grow back. Hell fucking yeah. I like watching my widow's peak grow back. Slowly but surely. I tried to do devil horns in my widow's peak, and yeah, it didn't turn out too bad. It could have been worse, but it could have been better. And I've seen a picture of a vampire on this one movie cover. There's a vampire that styles his hair just like this. I forget the name of the movie. I forget the name of the movie in particular, but there's a vampire on the cover of a movie that has his hair in a long ass spike like this, and then his hair's kind of like that. Yeah. But it might take me a couple more months yet, but it won't be long before my hair is long enough to where I can put all of it in a pompadour. Yeah. Off topic. But when chicks find out that I'm a bad boy who plays guitar and sings, who has huge muscles, who's mildly famous on YouTube, and has a gift with animals, that's kind of hard for chicks not to resist. But honestly, I have an easier time connecting with animals than I do with humans. Because humans are disgusting creatures, man. We truly are disgusting animals. Humans fight stupid wars over gas and oil. Because that makes total sense. Let's fight a war over gas and oil using machines that run on gas and oil. Seriously, though. I'll check this out, YouTube. I got one of those car dealership flyer things in the mail, and I might have won $500. I don't know for sure, but I'll walk down to the dealership tomorrow with my little flyer thing, and I'll see. That'd be cool if I won $500. Yeah, if I won $500 fucking dollars, I'd do the T-Rex Burger Challenge. Straight up. Oh, wait. Except the bus doesn't run Sunday. Well, I could probably ride my bike up to to Wendy's. I don't know. I'll do that challenge when I can, but after the way I got fired from Wendy's like that, that was kind of dirty the way they did me. Not only did they fire me because of the false customer complaints from YouTube trolls, but they also fired me because they were remodeling the Wendy's store, and they're no longer in need of a lobby attendant. So they fired me for that reason too. And which I'm not in charge of things, but I think that's kind of stupid. When I asked, okay, well, how do they, like, my dad straight up told me this, and I'm like, well, then how do they clean the lobby? And then my dad told me, he says, because they'll have the cashier go out and do it when they can. And I'm like, well, if that's how they feel, but what are they going to do when they get super slammed with customers? And you get a couple customers who just trash the place, and then it dies down for a little bit, but not long enough for the cashier to go out and clean the lobby. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me personally. When I go into a fast food restaurant and the lobby's dirty, I don't want to sit down and eat. I want to take it to go. I'm understanding because I've worked fast food before that maybe they just got done having a huge rush or whatever. So yeah, but when the lobby's dirty, I'm less likely to want to sit down and eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm confident that I'll find a job here. You know what I'm saying? There's the job market in Casper's a little rough right now, but it's starting to improve a little bit. And the job market in Casper is starting to improve to the point where I could definitely see myself getting a job in the next couple of weeks. I've been trying like crazy to get a job YouTube, but it's tough, you know, with the election year that we just had. And on top of that, Wyoming's economy really sucks. Wyoming has one of the highest rates of suicide out of any state in this country. And I shit you not, Governor Matt Mead, the governor of Wyoming, him and his administration had to cut funding for another statewide budget cut about a month and a half ago. And guess where they cut the funding to? Yeah, they cut funding to the suicide prevention program in Wyoming because Wyoming's economy sucks that bad. And there are a couple places that are switching to natural gas, which means a lot of oil field workers could potentially lose their job. Between the and then when people start losing their jobs, a lot of businesses here in town shut down too because of the shitty economy. But sure as my hair on either side is growing back, I could definitely see myself getting a job here soon. While I'm looking for a job, I thought about getting a t-shirt sold. And if I got enough t-shirts sold, I could use that money to potentially buy a car. There's a car I want for $2,300. It needs a little bit of work, but it's a cool looking car. And in the time it takes me to work on it, I could definitely get my driver's license. Getting my driver's license would be a great way to boost my sex appeal with the ladies. Case in point, I've seen some goths with half their fucking head shaved, so what the fuck am I tripping out about this shit for? My best advice to you, though, YouTube, is, you know, don't rush into a relationship. You know, I guarantee you that it'll happen one day. You'll be checking out some chick, and you'll think to yourself, damn, she kind of cute. And then she'll turn around to see who's looking at her. And then when she looks at you, she'll flat out just stare at you like, who is this mysterious stranger? I've had that happen to me many a times, you know, checking out girls here and there. And then some of them catch me checking them out. And they start staring back at me like, who is that sexy, mysterious stranger? And that's usually as far as it goes, you know. But I suppose not having any confidence in myself is really an ass saver, if anything. Yeah, my homeboy Scotty is what you would call a ladies' man. Like, straight up, me and Scotty were riding the bus back downtown one time, and we get off the city bus, and then I caught up to Scotty when I got off the bus. And I said to Scotty, I says, did you see that cute girl sitting in front of us? I'm like, damn, she was cute. And this was before my homeboy Scotty met Tina. And without skipping a beat, my homeboy Scotty says, yeah, I saw her. She gave me her number and a cigarette. And I'm like, I give up. I fucking give up. If it's meant to happen, it will happen, YouTube, and it'll happen when I least expect it. And really, there's no sense in stressing it. Focus on making videos, getting a job, playing guitar. Not necessarily in that order. Having a girlfriend is not a requirement in life. It's merely a perk. And you should not, and I repeat, you should not rely on somebody else to be happy. You shouldn't. April Fool's has come and gone. I remember, oh yes, I can remember the day. On April Fool's, when I had just gotten my paycheck from Wendy's, when I still worked there, I walked up to the Eastridge Mall after work to buy these pot leaf earrings, one for each ear, but the other one I had my ear broke a long time ago. When I bought the earrings at the mall, oh God, YouTube, you don't even know. There was this smoking hot young lady working the counter at the earring stand. Oh, long, gorgeous black hair, pale skin, beautiful green eyes. Oh my God, YouTube. And when I first went up to the counter to see what they had for earrings, she was acting very bashful around me, and I had no idea why. And from a distance, I could tell she was cute. You know, I'm like, oh yeah, this chick's kind of cute, you know. And then she looked up at me. She literally looked up at me with those beautiful green eyes, and I felt the biggest shit-eating grin across my face. And the only thing I could do was think to myself, say something that makes you sound cool and different, you know. And at the time, I had music on iTunes, so to try to impress her, I says, I got music on iTunes, And then I walked around the mall. My right ear was already pierced, so that went in with no problem. But the one on my left ear was not pierced. And I walked around the mall fucking with it, and then I came back around in a full circle by the earring stand towards the entrance, and I'm sitting there fucking with it, and straight up I'm like, get in there, you bastard. Popped it in there. Literally pierced my ear on the spot. No piercing gun whatsoever. Then when I got home that day, I took the earring out, washed it out with some rubbing alcohol, and then stuck it back in. Yeah. And then I think when I was taking my earrings out for something, I don't remember what it was for, but the one on my right ear broke, and I was like, damn it. I got this tattoo when I had both of them in my ears, so it's whatever, I guess. I guess the reason why I hold on to the left one in my ear is so I don't forget the cute girl I bought them from. I noticed, YouTube, she had a pack of Marlboro Menthol 100s sitting next to the cash register when I was buying the earrings, and I'm like, oh shit, she's a smoker too. Oh my God, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm like, what are the fucking odds? You know, if I had a girlfriend who smoked cigarettes and she had no cigarettes and I had my last fucking cigarette, I would give it to her before I'd smoke it, honestly. straight up. She'd be like, babe, do you have a cigarette? And I'd be like, I sure do. And she goes, oh, what's your last one? I'm like, no, girl, take it. It's because I love you, you know? Shit. But then, I kept on thinking about her for like 4 weeks after I bought the earrings. So then I thought to myself, one of these days when you get your paycheck, just go up there and ask her out. What's the worst that could happen, you know? So, I was going to do it the 2 weeks after that, but I didn't. I lost courage. So when I went to go do it 4 weeks after that, she no longer worked at the mall. And I was like, what the hell? You know? And then when I talked to my friend Jonathan Banks about it, you know, what he told me was apparently she got fired from her job at the mall. And the reason why she got fired from her job at the mall is because her boss at the mall that she worked at here in town, apparently her boss thought she was flirting with customers, which she wasn't, you know. Which that kind of pissed me off. And then I found out through my friend Jonathan Banks that she already has a boyfriend. I'm like, well, how do you know? And he goes, because I asked her out. And I'm like, ah. So sometimes finding out she's taken before you ask her out, you know, that's a lot better way to find out than finding out face to face. And the only courtesy I would ask of anybody is if somebody asks you out and they're polite and respectful about it, and if they're not your type or if you don't find them attractive, let them down gently. Be respectful back, you know. Like it's hard for some people to ask other people out, you know. And because of my Asperger's syndrome, I do struggle socially. And the biggest problem with having Asperger's syndrome is that when I like something, I become obsessed with it. And unfortunately, YouTube, this also includes when I get a crush on a girl. It sucks, you know, especially when I get a crush on a girl, I like her, and she never likes me back. You know, I've always had to deal with that. And it's so frustrating, you know. But it is what it is. I'm not going to lose sleep over stupid bullshit like that. It was the way that me and this girl's eyes met, the girl that I bought the earrings from. Like, you want to talk about soul stare, YouTube. And for whatever fucking reason after that, I was in a good mood the rest of the day that day. Like, I don't know what it was. Then I found out she was taken, and I'm like, well, that's just typical of my life, isn't it? Damn the luck, YouTube. Having crushes on women that are taken. Damn the fucking luck. And do you know what really pisses me off? Women notice me, but they barely notice me when I'm single. Like, what the fuck? Women barely notice me when I'm single. You know? But when I have a girlfriend, all of a sudden it's like the whole entire opposite sex is checking me out. Like, what the shit? And that's something I've noticed, is that when I'm single, chicks barely notice me. You know? But when I have a girlfriend, all of a sudden it's like the entire opposite sex is going, hey, look at Saunders over there with that girl around his arm. You know? And it's like, well, if y'all cared that much when I'm taken, you should have cared when I was single. Shit. You know, if I met Stephanie Peterson at Job Corps, and then got that job at Wendy's, you know, who's to say that I won't meet another girl in the near future or get a job, you know? It's all bound to happen and fall into place eventually. It's just, you know, a matter of time and patience. And right now, I'm more focused on getting a job than I am getting a girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? And the reason that is because, you know, you can get a girlfriend anytime you want, really, if you know what you're doing. But it's kind of hard to spoil your girlfriend rotten and treat her like a princess if you ain't got money. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, YouTube? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying, YouTube? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. As I've said before, Stephanie had never had sex before she met me. And Stephanie's first impression of sex after she meets me is, oh, she really, really, really likes it. And she'll use any sad excuse she can to get it. If a girl's first impression of sex after having sex with you is she likes it, that should be a confidence booster right there. Well, I got off track in my videos like I always do. Pipe ash burning my arm. I don't think so. So just because somebody smokes pot and decides to experiment with their sexuality, that doesn't mean jack shit about pot. It just means that maybe that person might have wanted to experiment and never had the courage to do it for fear of ridicule and judgment. Honestly, I'd rather see two chicks make out than two dudes. Like, the thought of two dudes kissing grosses me the fuck out. But that doesn't mean I have the right to discriminate. Like, if straight couples can get married, why the fuck should gay people not be allowed to get married? That's bullshit. And they are allowed. Congress finally said, okay, I guess you guys can have rights. You know. There was this one story I saw on the news that just made me sick to my stomach. It happened a while back. But it was involving this high school. And these two female students who were lesbian wanted to go to prom together. And the high school principal and the superintendent straight up said, both the high school principal and superintendent straight up said, and told these two female students that were lesbian, if you two try to go to the prom together, we'll cancel prom for the entire school and blame it on you. Oh yeah. When I seen that, I'm like, you motherfuckers. These fucking sons of bitches who are jacking off to lesbian porn behind closed doors and then persecuting their lesbian students the next day. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. But yeah, I want to give you some friendly advice, YouTube. Don't crush on girls out of your social status. If they're above you in social status, don't waste your time, bro. They're not going to be interested in you at all. It doesn't matter if they end up with nothing but shitty loser boyfriends who treat them like shit and they fail to see nice guys like me or you. No, it doesn't really matter because they're in charge of their own life. Do they deserve it? No, they don't. Nobody truly deserves to be treated like shit by their significant other. But at the same time, when you're a good-looking person, it's not difficult for you to attract the opposite sex. That doesn't mean you deserve to be treated like shit. I'm just saying, if you're one of those good-looking people who gets treated like shit and you're sick and tired of all the shitty relationships, just remember that you're good-looking and that for you to attract somebody is not difficult. You know, if guys are sick and tired of women treating them like shit, and girls are sick and tired of guys treating them like shit, you know, don't fall for the first dick that gives you a rose. And don't fall for the first bitch that says she loves you and she wants to be with you. Shit. But sincerely, YouTube, in all honesty, and it's like I said in my rant video about dating, when people treat each other like shit, it ruins the dating game for the next person. That's a fact. Almost an hour long. Damn it. You know, I remember when I got my first kiss. I was a senior in high school. I'd never been kissed by a girl before at the time. And I was ditching PE class to smoke cigarettes on a porch of an abandoned house near the school I was attending at the time. And these two girls were walking by. They were both homeschooled. And they saw me smoking, so they sat down to join me. These two girls were smoking cigarettes next to me. We were just chit-chatting, you know. How it happened, I don't know. But these girls had found out that at the time I hadn't gotten my first kiss yet. And they felt sorry for me. So even though one of them already had a boyfriend, she let me get my first kiss on the lips. I went back to school later that day to finish off my last couple of periods of class, feeling pretty happy, like, you know, I had accomplished something. You know, 18, 19 years old, and I finally got my first kiss from a girl, you know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like such a complete loser for a change. And then, you know, I come home from school that day, and my dad smelled cigarettes on me, so of course, this is before he stopped fighting me on this is before my dad stopped fighting me on my tobacco use. He's like, "You smell like cigarettes, boy. Give me your cigarettes." And it's like, oh, great. Then I sit there and listen to somebody about how bad tobacco is when they used to chew. And then on top of that, you know, confiscating the only pack of cigarettes I had when I got my first kiss from a girl. Like, I'm not going to hold grudges, YouTube. Life is too short for that. But I've never went to my dad with advice on girls. I figured out all that shit on my own, or I had friends who were more experienced than me tell me a couple things, you know. Growing up in school, I got bullied and picked on, and, you know, my dad is a kidder by nature. That's just how he is. And it's very typical for fathers to give their sons, you know, shit about girls they like, you know what I'm saying? But the girls I liked growing up didn't like me back. And on top of that, some of them even bullied me with the rest of the school that I would go to. And then I would come home to my dad making fun of me for girls that I liked. And it was like being reminded of going to school and being bullied. The problem with having Asperger's is sometimes you can't tell the difference between joking and being serious. And, you know, like I said, I'm not going to hold grudges. Life is too short for that. But it doesn't mean you don't forget. I know I'm a disgusting fucking hypocrite. When I was 12 years old, I got my grandmother to quit smoking, and my granddad to quit smoking before her. And my grandma Sandy quit smoking for me when I was 12. And then when I was like 16, 17, I tried my first cigarette. Man. Of course, I've always had a thing for pipes and pipe smoking. Ever since I saw Roger off 101 Dalmatians smoking a pipe, I've always thought that pipe smoking was cool. I think my first experience with a pipe was when I was younger. My dad was teaching gymnastics at this gym in South Lake Tahoe, California. And I was a little kid, and I walked outside, and the air around me smelled like cotton candy. And there was an older gentleman smoking a pipe, and I'm like, that smells good, you know. And that's what most people do or think of when it comes to pipe smoking is, that smell good. But yeah, this video is an hour long, and I've kept you here long enough. All I gotta do is squeeze this earring. All I gotta do is squeeze this earring, and I can still picture the smoking hot girl I bought him from. Well, until then, this is King Cobra JFS with another long-ass fucking video. Thank you for watching. And when I get a job, I'll let you know when I got a job, but I won't tell you where. Again, thanks for watching. Check out the new episode of Rick and Morty, and I'll catch you all later.